This is a Shop Records exclusive.
Hustle with stack the cash with a brand new. I brag a million no good dinner with a chip too. I say what? The world's so sinful. I hustle with stack the cash when the.
So I'm Asia J, the founder and creator of Rebel Hue magazine, and I am sitting here with Rahiem Surpreme.
What's up? What's good?
So thanks for taking the time out and sitting with me. And you recently just did our editor's playlist. So just going into it, how do you get prepared for a show?
Pretty much figuring out the set list, you know, energy wise, tempo wise, stuff like that, and what type of venue it is.
And then so like how often do you perform?
Maybe 2-3 times a month.
Okay. And then as far as like the music, I know that you've had like a big summer with putting out 2 projects, which was The Man Wears Mishuno and then the 888. So which recently just dropped. So can you tell us a little bit about those projects and how are they different between the 2?
Right. Man's Wear Machino was like, it was a different time. And it was like a mixture of just, you know, there's always the aesthetic of like fly nigga shit. You already know how that go. And it's just more of a full body of work. And 888 is pretty much like at that moment me making it through. I've been through like a whole bunch of wild shit. I can't say too much on the jump, but the bounce back. And then like getting a lot of signs of like, you know, money, different stuff like that, or just like a lot of good stuff happening. Getting like, you know, basically signs is basically like you about to step into another lifestyle, another level type shit. So like I'm speaking into it and seeing it, so and practicing it. So I'm like, oh, 888, I'm gonna name this project.
And so that project, it had about 5 tracks, correct?
Correct.
So which tracks were your favorite out of the 5?
Mama's Only Son and the last song, the Walk Like a Pimp Jump.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you are from Washington, D.C. So what area are you from?
From Northwest, Georgia Avenue. Grew up around Upper Street.
And then so like how did your music influence structure? Like how did that begin growing up?
Pretty much like regular, you know, hometown stuff. Caribbean Day, block parties, Unifest, go-go's, regular school stuff, acting up, beating your feet, beating on the desk. You know, a lot of, you know, like before the gentrification, you know what I'm saying? And then like my family from New York, my father's side, so visiting New York in the summers, staying out there. So it was like a mixture of just, you know, both. So like it sound, you might get the soulful sound, and when I got like the south sound as far as like go-go selection beats, or like the trap type of stuff that come from me being, you know, out here.
Okay. And then so I noticed that when you said about you have family in New York, because I was going to say it seems like your style and even the style of rap, it is very heavily influenced from like a New York and even 90s like early era. So is that like one of your favorite eras that you're into?
Yeah, for the most part, from the cinematic standpoint, but definitely like, you know, style and stuff like that come from like mainly my father for real. So like my favorite parts of like New York is really like, you know, the Manhattan, you know, the fashion areas where the stores at, and just like the lifestyle as far as the city that never sleeps and not having to pay to go to events to see big time, you know, people in the situations, but mainly the influence come from my father for real, because you know that era, he's one of them like Rich Porter type dudes. So me seeing the pictures and growing up and like being exposed to a lot of that type of stuff, that's kind of like really where really him and being surrounded by the, you know, the Dapper Dan stuff with the clothes, and then my mom got the matching outfits as him, and I got a matching outfit, seeing him driving all these, you know, foreign cars and all that stuff. So I'm like, oh. Then like I'm a Leo, I don't like to get in astrology and all that stuff. Like I'm a Leo, so I like nice things. I like quality and stuff like that. So it was just natural coming, getting raised by, you know, family like that, and just naturally that shit.
Yeah.
That shit, you know how that shit goes.
And so I know that your style, it does complement Rebel Hue in a way of, you know, Rebel Hue, it is an online magazine which talks about like street fashion and underground music, and so I feel like those two are definitely you. So how important is style when it comes to an artist?
I think it's very important. Um, Style is an expression of how you feel, and like from that standpoint, it's like it's more to it. You know, you gotta have the charisma, you gotta have the style, you gotta have it. Cause once you don't, I feel like you ain't got the style, you gonna look kind of corny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like what you talking and the style. Like I can't watch a wrestler or an entertainer or something that's visual to entertain me. Like I need to see it. Like I gotta see it. You know what I'm saying? I can't just be. I could be inspired by the story, but I'm gonna feel even more because it would be seen from the beginning of rap when you know the one that had. It always been that. You know what I'm saying? From Eric B all the way up to Rick Ross or Gucci and all that. With the style, like coming through with the silk, with the threads. You know what I'm saying? Designer or whatever, the jewelry. It's just like okay, the royalness. Even the Egyptian days, you know what I'm saying? Kings and all that stuff. It's like, you gotta throw in the threads.
Yeah. And then, so I know like this year and just along this summer has been like a city girls and hot girl summer, but you have a thing called hybrid pimping. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
What you doing hybrid pimping? Hybrid pimping, females can hybrid pimp too. I wanted something where it's like, anybody can hybrid pimp and it won't be nothing like negative. So like, if you on your shit and you got a plan, you feel what I'm saying? You break the plan down to male, female. Y'all got a goal. Everybody, you know, on the same page. We gonna get there. Whether it's promotion, what anybody doing, you feel what I'm saying? In that type of way, so everybody can benefit. So it's like we got a vision instead of me just trying to use you for this and that. You feel what I'm saying? On some sexual type shit, or whatever the case may be. So it's like that you can even tell a little young dude how to repent. So now it's like, all right, he don't know how to treat a woman and everything, because now you're gonna be sitting down thinking with structure and moving with intention than trying to get a piece of ass. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh no, I'm repenting. You know, about to be focused and try to get somewhere with this shit. You know what I'm saying? About to make this shit happen. So it's like, we hybrid pimping.
Okay, and then so just to go back into the music, so who were you like influenced by growing up?
Gucci, Jay, Kanye, Scarface, Slick Rick,
Can definitely see Slick Rick.
early Lil Flip, the little short stint of like the Leprechaun, I could do that phase, the Swisher House phase. You know what I'm saying? The list is pretty long. The Chain, you know what I'm saying? Who else? Isaac Hayes, Curtis Mayfield. Cause I'm big on the 70s. Rick James. Definitely.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I can definitely like see that with the instrumentals that you do choose. So going back to that, like when you're in the studio, how do you prepare for like picking out certain beats that you know that can connect with what your lyrics will be about?
Basically, I always want something cinematic, theatrical. Cause I'm already be like on some like cinematic with the words and giving like a lot of, like you can see what I'm saying. So I'm like the beat gotta definitely match.
For a person that has not listened to any Rahiem Surpreme songs, which I will feel very disappointed about, but how would you describe your music style?
I'm in my third life. I witness all the worst nights, can't take it for granted. Fresh off my first flight, dance in the rain.
It's fly shit, it's struggle shit too, you know, from time to time. I touch a lot of topics, it ain't just like one straight, you feel what I'm saying? Hard times, good times, but it's definitely like on some like boutique, fly nigga type. It's really on that type of tip.
Okay. And then I noticed that you came out with like your cassette. Which mixtape was that, or was that an album? that you had like the sneak peek of like the cassette tapes. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, appreciate that. That was Drip Bomb Part 2. I still got a few cassettes left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Definitely I want one.
Yeah,
So, who would you like to collaborate with in the future and why?
Rock Marciano, because he gave a lot of imagery with his rhyme schemes and like his beat selections, real cinematic. And Jay-Z, because he real diverse in sound, you know, in different flows. Sierra Wack, she got that undeniable, like, she be spitting. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I like her a lot.
Yeah. Zane Man, I like his beat selection and like how he like approach the tracks. And Action Bronson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I watch his show a lot on Fuse. So yeah. So another person that I would suggest would be like a Jadakiss or even Fabulous with the type of genre and style of rap that you do have. So what made you want to pursue a career in rap?
My ex and some of my close friends freestyling around them. They basically was like, yeah, you need to go ahead, you be going Super Saiyan off of just freestyling type shit. So I'm like, alright, bet. Wrote a song, the Big L MVP instrumental. Went to an open mic on 8th Street, and I like stood out versus everybody there. My first time performing, and got like a real good feedback from that. And I was like, oh, I can do this shit. This shit is nothing. You feel what I'm saying? And then since then, it's been on.
Yeah, I must say, even seeing you perform at the editor's playlist, that you do have like a great stage presence that commands like just, focus. So that's really good.
Appreciate that.
And then, so how long have you been rapping?
Since 2011, so yeah, it's been like 11 years.
Okay. And then, as far as like touring or performing anywhere outside of DC, do you have any places that you have performed or in the future?
I did performances in Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, New York, and that's about it so far.
And then, so do you have any upcoming places that you're touring this year or performing?
For now, I just got about 3 shows in DC in September.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And then, so I do watch you on Instagram a lot, and so I know that you do have a day job and you work a lot with cars. So can you tell me a little bit about that? Because that definitely, ties in with the whole brand. So, yeah.
Yeah, I work at the dealership at Chevy and whatnot. I just got my next project cars. I'm real into like Z's and drifting and rebuilding, motors and suspension and sliding all over the place. So finally bounced back, got me a little 84 T-top, so I'm about to really be on my currency vibes with the aesthetic, you already know. Like,
so do you have like any classic cars that you do like, or that you like to, figure out like the maintenance or even behind the scenes of how that car was made?
Yeah, definitely. Z's is my favorite. I like a lot of the rare shit that don't really be on the road. I like to choose. I go that route because I like challenges and I like to be like, what the fuck is that? Instead of, I like, because everybody else like, so more of the ones that was only 1,000 made, 5,000 made type shit. So like Porsche 944s, 69 Chargers, Hemi Cudas. I like a taste of everything. Maybe, 1989 E30 BMW. My favorite car is Ferrari Testarossa 89.
Okay.
And then the only new one I like is a 2018 Koenig CCX Agera. It's like top speed, like 270. It's a $3 million car.
Oh, wow.
So I like old shit though. It's like, I'm like only this one new one. Because a lot of new cars look similar, bubbly, too much electrical shit. You fucked up. It's like, I need just car and motor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Aerodynamics, personality. I don't need no bubbly shit that just looks similar.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm real peculiar with that shit.
So I know how important it is to have a great sound system in a car, especially when it comes to music. So do you have any tips or any sound systems that you like?
Like Kenwoods, Alpines, at least a 1200 watt amp with a 12-inch sub or 10-inch sub, and that's, you know, very high quality door speakers like Boss or, you know, Alpine, Kenwoods, or whatever, and that's really.
And then so how does that like impact the sound of, you know, the music, of having those type of sound systems?
It helps a lot. Like just like Big Crit and Currency say, like they envision how they shit gonna sound when they create music for the car. So like it helped a lot. Like I said, my music's cinematic, so I want the person to feel like when they driving, you know what I'm saying, whether they want to have they chick in the car with them, the beat cinematic, and I'm popping shit that they wearing, and fly cars they driving, expensive places they eating at, whatever they doing, is all in the midst of, you feel what I'm saying, while they listening to the music and how the music sounding in the speakers. So it's like they gonna feel like they in the scene and like Paid in Full or something, like, or playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City or some shit, T-tops off, and just.
So I want to take the time and thank you for coming out and interviewing with us and Rebel Hue.
Thank you.
And so can you let us know where they can find you at on social media?
You can find me at Rahiem Surpreme, Rahiem, on everything except for Instagram, Godzilla Supreme.
Okay. And then so you can catch Raheem's full interview on rebelhue.com as well as our YouTube channel. And you can catch Rahiem in our fall issue, which will be our editorial issue.
Only hustle survive, driving Q45s, seafood spots with corn on a cob, quit my job, pawn all my jewels sold aside, delegating moves with the mob, pray at the malls, the place where I met the crime boss, begin to stain some thoughts, learn a song.